Hi, my name's Alex. I'm a Leeds United fans from Indonesia.
Hi Alex, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad we could do this. I was just checking my messages and I think I first contacted you sometime in August and I said I will speak I, I will speak to Alex someday, but I didn't think it would take so long.
Uh,
You're a busy
yeah,
guy. You like to travel quite a bit.
I travel a lot, but I'm glad finally we have time to get in touch and to talking about Leeds United.
So Alex, if you just want to tell everyone
Mm.
what is it you do for a living?
Actually, I'm a tour guide.
Okay.
Before pandemic, I usually going to another country with my tour group from
Okay.
Indonesia. But during the pandemic, the international border is closed,
Right.
so I only arrange domestic tours. So in the recent months, I think it's getting better, but yeah, we hope for better tourists in the near future.
We'll talk about it again later, but those pictures that you put
Mm.
up are just fantastic pictures and videos of the island. It looks really beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I collaborate with some of tour company and local government in Indonesia to promote some areas who affected by COVID-19.
Yeah.
So we hope it can increase the visit of people to come back of economic, especially in tourism.
Yeah. And I was reading
Mm.
about Indonesia and the island. It's more than
Yeah.
16,000 islands.
Yeah. Indonesia is the most island in the world. But yeah, not all of them is easy to get there. But I think Bali is most popular island.
Right.
We talk about tourism, but I like going to some not too touristy, is a remote area, but it's all depend on what kind of tourists who want to visit there. Some of
Right.
tourists want luxury,
Yeah.
some want adventure. Yeah, it's kind of that. You can get all of them in Indonesia. We hope in the future we can meet in some island, maybe in
Definitely.
your country, or in my country, or whether in
Definitely.
Southeast Asia, maybe. Yeah, I hope so.
If you keep posting pictures like that, I'll definitely come.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
So tell me, Alex, how and why
Mm.
Leeds United?
Okay, it's a kind of difficult question. While it's United, maybe the same answer is from another fans from another club. But if you like some club from the start, you see them in television, from newspaper, from
Yeah.
internet. I think that's why I like Leeds United. It's all first start in early 2000 when
Mm-hmm.
Leeds reached. I think it's a semi-final of UEFA Cup,
Right.
and now it's a Europe League. Yeah, and then the following season Leeds reach semi-final of Champions League, and then yeah, the rest is history. That leads
Decline.
degradation
Yeah.
to championship, and then to third tier of English Football League. But uh, from there, I can gain some experience, that I can learn some history and culture of English football
Mm.
from some of my friends in Indonesia who also following Leeds United, from some of my friends in UK who also following Leeds United. And yeah, I think Leeds is a unique. uh, some of people say that Leeds is one of three most traditional club in England,
Mm.
but maybe modern football fans choose Manchester City, choose Chelsea, maybe Tottenham Hotspurs. But the history in 70s or 60s, I think Leeds is one of the three biggest club in England based on their history. And now they after promote back to the top flight last season. I think Leeds have a big chance to compete to the with the big six maybe next season. But it's all, yeah, maybe it's but it's all depend on what Marcelo Bielsa will if Marcelo Bielsa sign the contract, and whose players who comes, and because the competition is very tight and with
But
the
it's
money.
and not just coming back, but
Mm.
coming back with somebody like Bielsa at the heart of it.
Yeah, at the first time when Bielsa comes to Leeds about 3 years ago, I think I'm a little bit pessimistic.
Hmm.
Bielsa is have a history of only short time in previous club, and Leeds doesn't have a big manager or successful manager since Simon Grayson, who bring them to back to the championship from League One in early 2010. And yeah, but Bielsa proved that with the hard work, with the good relationship with the owner, with the fans, and with players, they can build a strong team from middle table of championship. They can reach a playoff in the first season, and then for the following season is Bielsa reaching Premier League by winning the championship. I think the Bielsa effect for Leeds is very big. It not just about football, but the culture and the football development also in Leeds United. After 3 years, it's only a good thing about Bielsa, and I hope it continue to 4 years to come.
So tell me, what's your earliest memory of the club?
The first time I fall in love with Leeds,
Yeah.
with their young players, give good performance, very aggressive performance, and never say die. And whenever they play in the Europe, like Real Madrid, Lazio, and Deportivo La Coruña, and that time
Yeah.
they are very good team in
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed
Hmm.
as another Leeds fans that the young guns of David already didn't remain that long. They only remain for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then the downfall of Leeds start there.
Yeah.
It's a sad story about that. Yeah.
When you said earlier
Mm.
how Leeds has now become everyone's second team, that
Yeah.
it's gotten a lot of it's got a bunch of new fans now,
Yeah.
and with that, like they a lot of them will not remember, not even know about the Leeds history and the team that they were and the place that they had in English football at that time. And there are
Mm.
so many of these clubs, like Blackburn Rovers and Leeds,
Yeah.
who were so big when we were growing up. But now,
Mm.
yeah, even clubs like Charlton Athletic. Is that something that interests you? The history of the club?
Yeah, I'm very interested about the history of the club. Yeah, like you said that Charlton Athletic, Blackburn Rovers, and even the Portsmouth, and
Mm,
now playing in the League One,
yeah,
Sunderland playing in League One. Uh, but yes, some teams ups and down in the recent years. It's normal.
yeah,
They have but as long as they have a big fans, they have a great support from their supporters. They will coming back maybe 1 year or 2 years. Last year, Sunderland have a good opportunity, but they lost in the playoff. If you see clubs like Brentford, who just promote to the top flight for the first time of in their history, they are uh, an example of a good running clubs. Uh, I'm also following the story of Brentford
yeah,
from the start of early 2010s when they play in the League Two and then promote to League One, and then they play in Championship for several years. They almost promoted. They lost in the playoffs so many times,
yeah,
and now they play in the top flight, and they have their just build their own stadium. That's amazing story of
yeah.
Brentford. I hope. Leeds is one of them. One of one of success story of football clubs who can build from their downfall to their success in the recent years.
Who is your club legend?
I like Eric Bakke from Norway.
Okay.
He is a midfielder.
Yeah.
At the first time he arrived in Leeds, I think his position is a little bit defensive, but the later he changed his attacking style, and now it reminds me a bit of Calvin Phillips.
Who's the young player you're looking forward to seeing more of?
Uh, there are so many young players in Leeds United right now who break through from your team, from you under 23 teams. I think players like Pascal Struijk in the defensive area, or Ilan Melie in the goalkeeper. They are only 20s, I think,
Yeah.
20, 21. I think they are very young for uh, Premier League players, but they have potential, and Bielsa give them a chance in the first team. When he first when he first time come to Leeds, Ilan is only the third choice goalkeeper after Casilla
Yeah.
and Bradley Peacock Farrell, and then Bradley going to Burnley, and
Mm.
Casilla have a bad reputation about his discipline, and Bielsa give Melie game time, and Melie answer the Bielsa chance with the great performance, especially last 2 years.
For me, also, I think he's one of those Leeds players. Always seems to have these standout sort of performances. Him, and then, of course,
Yeah.
the importance we're seeing now of Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. Also, Calvin Phillips. I hope Calvin give have a good tournament in Europe right now, and then he can bring his performance next season with Leeds as well. But from the financial reason, I think Leeds become a club who don't need to sell their best player. As as a Leeds fan, I'm following Leeds more than 16 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I see some our Leeds best player sell to big teams like James Milner, Alan Smith, Johnny Woodgate, and yeah, I think now Leeds is not in the position of selling clubs again, and they can if they can build this team. I'm optimistic in the 2 or 3 years they can compete with the traditional big six for Europe next season or the next following season.
And hopefully, Bielsa also stays.
Yeah, I hope so. I read in some newspaper that since Bielsa bring Leeds a good kind of performance, people talk about Bielsa ball, and then Leeds in depend on their opponent. Leeds can give us pressure, give them a run, give them a good football. Last season we Leeds score is so many goals in the
Yeah,
Leeds game. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we lost 6-2 in Old Trafford, but we give a good performance. We lost at Anfield, but give a good performance.
Mm.
Yeah, in the some newspapers said that Leeds become everyone's second team, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think it's good for Bielsa, and then I hope and they can maintain their performance for next season.
A player or players who you feel
Mm.
deserved more praise for their time at the club.
Johnny Hodgson is I think Johnny Hodgson is one of my Leeds hero during the play in the lower leagues. I remember Johnny Hodgson scores a marvelous goal from long yards during the match against Millwall in the playoffs in the League One, and then the following years, Leeds again promoted to championships, and yeah, as I said before that during that time Leeds is a selling club. They are not in a good financial position, so they sell their good players, their star players, even they are only in the young age. Maybe you remember a player like Fabian Delp,
Yeah.
players like James Milner, players like Sam Bayram. They are also by Leeds in their young age.
Mm.
Some of them, yeah, some of them is success in their new clubs. Some of them only becomes a bench warm. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm glad now Leeds in not in that position again, and I really hope I can see young players like Calvin Phillips, Pascal Strike, and Ilan Melie playing for Leeds for years to come in the first team.
A game that left you elated and a game that left you disappointed.
uh, yes, and I think it's so many games who makes me disappointed during this years. It's so many games that leads. I think it's. I can say that I hate I hate following Leeds when Leeds playing bad, playing not as that as I expected as a Leeds United fans. One game that I must disappointed is I think it's Derby County in the playoff
Mm.
last two seasons. We have a goal advantage in the first leg at Derby, and then fall again in the next match in Glen Road. But I'm happy that this disappointed is can turn leads to the good performance in the following years. And then the second one is when Leeds playing with I think it's with some of non-league. I forget what the name of the teams, but Leeds lost in the FA Cup first round.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's very disappointed. And then two games that makes me happy. Yeah, obviously last season when Leeds play against Tottenham Hotspur, it's a big win and a big remark for Marcelo Bielsa that
Mm.
Leeds burn out that some of people talking at early season is uh, not gonna make it. So I think last season is most of game of last season is a it's a mark from Marcelo Bielsa that he can make this team is to be a very compact, very difficult to beat. Even the opponent can score two or three goals. Leeds will try to score three or four. And then the second one, maybe in early 2010 maybe that Leeds beat Manchester United at Old Trafford with a goal from Jermaine Beckford in the FA Cup. Yeah, even though Leeds cannot beat the FA Cup, but I think that game is very good, and I think most of Leeds fan will remember that Jermaine Beckford goals at Old Trafford.
You mentioned earlier that you
Hmm?
worked as a journalist.
Yeah, yeah. Before working at the tourism company, like now,
Yeah.
I'm working as a football journalist.
Or
Uh, I remember that, yeah, in the from 2008 until 2011 or 2012.
so how come you switched?
How come? Yeah, yeah. I think it's normal for some people to change the direction of their career,
Mm.
and I have a great experience, a good time when I was a football journalist. I met some great players, great managers, and great people as well, and from that I can learn a lot of a lot of experience. Even in the dark time, like Indonesian football banned from FIFA, and then
Yeah.
Indonesian national team. Yeah, it's not uh, getting good results.
Yeah.
And I remember that time I've met some great people in the football. Yeah, that was a dark days for football, especially for Leeds fans in early 2000. That two Leeds players watching football and never going home again. I think people should learn from that. Yeah, some of violence still happen until now. Maybe, yeah, it is decreasing, but some violence in football is still happening. In Indonesia, also it's happening about 2000, yeah, early 2010 maybe. Some violence between supporters, violence between players on the pitch. But I mentioned also that there's several things that are more important than football: lives, family, friends. And in the last couple of days, football world shocked about Christian Eriksen,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
collapsed in the football match against Finland.
Mm.
And yeah, I think the whole football world give us support for him. It's amazing, and it reminds us that there's a lot of more important things than football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So true.
if you can if you can mix it with a beautiful game of football between football and lives and family and loves, so I think it will be a beautiful game that we loves will come back after this pandemic. Everyone miss in the kind of that
Yeah.
football with full supporters inside the stadium, football with fans. Yeah, that's one big thing that we miss during this pandemic.
Is
Yeah.
Indonesia ready to get back to having fans in the stadium?
Not yet, not yet.
Mm.
Last month, some clubs in Indonesia playing in the local tournament, but it's only behind a closed door
Okay.
game. So no supporters until this month. I don't know what will happen next month because some newspaper reported that from the police and the football association already give green light to supporters to come back to the stadium. Yeah, we will see next month maybe.
Because I mean, Indonesia, and I've seen some pictures and videos of Indonesian football.
Mm.
You've got large crowds coming in for these sort of games.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of journalists already mentioned that Indonesian supporters is very massive, maybe the biggest in Southeast Asia, even as Asia. Yeah, that's a true, and that's normal from the history of Indonesian football. But it's a big task for Indonesian FA, for the Indonesian football clubs, for the chairman of the football clubs, even for the supporters, to change their ability to support becomes a big energy for the Indonesian national team. Now, now Indonesian national team is not a very good in the position of FIFA. It makes me sad, and yeah, everyone needs time. Also, national team needs time, and I believe in and optimistic in the near future. Indonesian football team can come back to their strongest time, can compete in Southeast Asia like the big against big team like Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully, yeah, hopefully soon.
I wanted to show you something. I think you will enjoy
Yeah,
this. I don't know if you've seen this on
yeah.
the internet.
Oh, you already have that.
It's a
That's great. Yeah, yeah,
El Loco gnome.
yeah, yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah. El Loco with his ice bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very popular now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool, and I was thinking that he'd be something that be perfect in the islands of Indonesia.
I will try to get one of Marcelo Bielsa memorabilia.
Why don't you send me your address and I will send you one.
Mm. Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you.
You
Yeah,
send me your address
thank
and
you.
it'll be great to see him on the beach somewhere in Indonesia.
Yeah, I promise I will take a photo with Marcelo Bielsa and his ice bucket in one of most beautiful island in Indonesia.
It'll be great. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it will be great for Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah,
Even maybe Marcelo Bielsa didn't know where the island placed in. That will be great.
yeah. So tell me more about the islands and what it's like to visit some of them.
I like to visit some of undeveloped area that some secluded beach and not very popular, not touristy, not too much people come there. But because it is a big task for us as a tourist between enjoy the island, enjoy the beach, and how we can maintain the beach becomes clear and give a good social
Yeah,
responsibility to the people there,
yeah, yeah.
especially during this pandemic time.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for some people who lives there. They lost their job, lost their boat, lost their,
Mm.
and some of them already sell their property, sell their hostel, sell their house. So it's not only the job or the task from the government, but for all of us as a tourist to give some good responsibility to the local owner,
Yeah.
local economic owner in the island, in the beach. And yeah, as I told you before that some tourist destination in Indonesia like Bali is very popular. I think Bali is maybe in the next month or next 1 or 2 months already will be open to foreign tourists, and I think Bali is ready to do that
Mm.
because most of people who work in tourism is already vaccinated, and yeah, the government of Indonesia give big attention for Bali as an example of the opening of tourism during this pandemic.
How has it been for you personally? Have you been affected too much by the pandemic? I hope not.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm also hit hard by pandemic. Yeah, I lost a lot of my guests, especially from other countries.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think I'm a little bit fortunate. I'm lucky enough to maintain my business. I can give some works to my partner, so they can still works. Even we didn't get some income like before pandemic. So I'm lucky enough, but yeah, also I'm affected by pandemic, but I think I'm lucky enough to have some works still working until now.
Following Leeds, what has it brought to you? What has it meant to you in your life?
I think for me, following Leeds United is it's following your life. It is the story of Leeds United is similar like the story of my life, maybe story of other people's life. Whenever they already have a good time, they have a big success, they can hit hard, they can go down, they can downfall anytime,
Mm.
maybe in 1 year, 2 years, and it's all about how you react about that. And it sometimes it needs a long time, it needs 5 years, 8 years, 10 years.
Right.
Leeds United need 16 years to
Mm.
come back to the top line. As long as you believe, you can maintain your hard work, and you have a good relationship with your friends, with your family, with your parents, I think you can get what's your dream. You can achieve what you want. Even you don't know what time you can get there. But believe me, with the hard work, you can achieve that. Just like Leeds United.
There's
Yeah.
a beautiful way of putting it. I love that.
Thank you.
Alex, the pictures that you have been putting up, I'll really look forward to them. They are gorgeous,
Yeah.
and I can't get enough of those beautiful the islands and the gorgeous, gorgeous country of Indonesia. How can people get in touch with you if they want to come visit some islands?
Yeah, sure. If people want to get there, just like some areas who I've post the pictures and videos in Twitter, in Instagram. I recommended people who go to Bali first, and then go to another island near Bali with a local plane or local ferry. It's quite easy now to book ferry or book a transportation with online booking. And I recommended some island in the East Nusa Tenggara, like Flores, like Sumba, and like Rote, also Lombok. Yeah, mostly people who visit Indonesia for the first time will visit Bali. And I recommended some if you want to explore more about Indonesia, you can spend 2 or 3 days in Bali, and the next days you can explore more to Lombok and another island, Flores, Sumba. I think 7 days, 7 to 10 days is enough.
Yeah.
Or if you have more days, it's better and will be great. I promise.
Yeah. And they can get in touch with you on Instagram and Twitter. What's your handle?
Anytime you want to visit Indonesia, you can contact me. Yeah, I have some partners and friends who runs tour guide and car rental, or anything you want in Indonesia. I have my business account, smiletrip.id.
I'll make sure to put Alex's contact details in the show notes, so you can get in touch with Alex and visit.
Yeah, I think alexrooney.id is better because it's my personal account, so I can give it's from first hand from me. So
beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's alexrooney.id is okay.
Beautiful. I hope somebody listening gets in touch with you.
I hope so. Yeah.
Alex, I just want to thank you again. It has been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and thank you for coming on Faraway Fan.
Me too. I'm also glad that I can give some my opinion and good talking with you, Sawan, in this Faraway Fan Football podcast. I hope more people like me have their time to talk with you, talk their experience about football, talk about their experience football club. Yeah, it can be give some of us positive energy, especially during these difficult times. Yeah.
I'm hoping for that. I hope people who are supporting football from various parts of the world, there's so many stories, and everyone's experience is so unique. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Faraway Fan.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Yeah.
And please do send me your address, and we will get Bielsa to you.
Yeah, I can't wait to get. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Do leave us a review, and you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Faraway Fan Pod. That's Faraway Fan Pod. Thanks again.